So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom and we're back on the test server again, taking a look at the Swedish medium and heavy line. So I did a review of, well, quick look through the entire line when the test server first went up, but since then Wargaming have nerfed pretty much all of the top tier Swedish tanks. They were far too good, to be honest, and I think anybody who's played with particularly the tier 8, 9, 10s will recognise they were seriously OP. But the other one that got nerfed was a very popular one at the lower tier, down at tier 7, is this thing, the Leo. And I wanted to see whether this has made it still a desirable tank to play. So what was special about the Leo originally was it has a very good gun, very big alpha for a tier 7 medium tank, slow aim time, slow load time, but it was like shit off a brick in terms of speed. Very big engine, very fast, very good acceleration. Now one of the things they've done in this nerfing is they've decreased its acceleration by, well, 27 or 28% depending on which engine you're using, which is a very significant one. So the power ratio has dropped through the floor. So it used to have a power ratio of around about mid-20s, I think. It's now down to 19.7. So although the top speed is still 60 and the reverse speed is 20, it means it's going to take a little while to get up to those speeds. And why this was great fun, I think, as a tank, I loved it because you could basically charge around a corner, a bit like a skirmishing light tank, unload with this big ass 10 centimeter gun on the target, and then have the acceleration get away and get to safety while you were reloading. Now you haven't got that acceleration anymore, so it makes me wonder whether you'll have to just play this much more as a support medium, which in fairness is probably the way it should have been played originally, because that's the kind of doctrine that the Swedish tanks followed. So anyway, let's have a look at this thing in the garage. Well, first of all, let's have a look at on the tech tree. So here you go. You start off with the tier 1, 2, 3. These are all lights. Lago is the first medium, then the Storm 42, Steve 42 there, Steve 74, which is a fabulous tank, really enjoy playing that one, and then the Leo, and then the next tank in the line is the Emil, which is the first of the tier, the first heavy tank at tier 8, then the Emil 2, and then the Kranenwagen, which is an awesome heavy. Not as awesome as it was before, if that's the right word. So the Leo itself, a bit of a bugger of a grind, if I'm honest. You've got 3 different guns here. Now this one is also used by the Steve 74, so at least you should have that one unlocked. So you're going to be coming in with this gun primarily, which is 148 millimeters of penetration, 200 with its APCR, 150 damage, a little lackluster. This is the one you want. This is the top gun, 100 centimeter or 105 millimeters as it's called here, only 5.33 rate of fire, so pretty slow, but 155 penetration, which at tier 7 is pretty good. 194 with the APCR rounds and 53 with HE, has an average damage of a whopping 300 with the 2 standard rounds and 410 with the premium. Dispersion is pretty horrible though, 0.42. Aim time also horrible at 3, and it's pretty heavy. So now to get that gun you have to have the tracks. So that means you have to work your way down, get the tracks, and then work from this gun onto the proper gun. The turret doesn't give you an awful lot, but you need to get there to get to the Emil anyway, and you're going to want the top engine because it increases your engine power, not by a huge amount. That's 450 on the secondary engine, the third is 500, so not a massive increase there. So yeah, you could move on without it and come back and get it. It depends if you're planning to hold on to this tank or not. So a quick look at the stats here. I've got 100% crew in here, but I haven't put any equipment on yet. We talked about the penetration, which is pretty good. Rate of fire 5.56 with 100% crew. Reload time of 10.8 is pretty slow when you're in a medium with no armour, which this thing is. Turret traverse 35.46 is okay. Gun depression excellent, like most of the Swedish tanks, -10 and +15. Aim time 2.88 with this crew. And dispersion 0.4, which we talked about, it's horrible. It gives it an average DPM of 1,669, which is pretty low, to be honest. 1,100 hit points is okay. Hull armour is a measly 70. Now, again, one of the things that's changed on the test server is that the ricochet rules have reverted back to how they are on the standard server. So on the old test server and the way they were planning to implement it, you might have had a few bounces off this upper plate. I think it's unlikely now. So it's 70, 30 and 20 for the hull, and 70, 30 and 20 for the turret. There's a bit of a gun mantle there, but I'm not sure you're really going to stop any shots in this thing. You need to use your mobility and you need to use your concealment to get away. So 500 horsepower engine, 19.75 specific power ratio, 60 kph top speed and 20 in reverse is excellent, and it does nearly 40 degrees per second traverse speed with the hull, so that's outstanding. So very mobile, not as mobile as it once was. Camo is okay. It's quite a big vehicle, so that's probably why it's not outstanding, but it's alright. Spotting range 370 is okay, nothing special, and sooner range nobody cares about. So let's put some equipment on and we'll take it out and see if we can get some games in it. Okay, so we're on Live Oaks. It's a tier 9 game, so that's not terribly friendly. I think I'm going to head to the south, try and use the gun depression on this thing, and see what we can do with it. Immediately I can feel the fact that it isn't accelerating quite like it used to, but that's obvious because it's lost 25% plus of its acceleration. So it's more like a normal tank now in terms of how it gets off and moving. You know, not a slow heavy, but a normal medium, I guess. Ground resistance doesn't feel too bad, so maybe that's alright. There's going to be a load of light tanks this way because there's a load of light tanks in the enemy team. That's good. We've got no sixth sense, as we know. Snapshot on the T-34-3, but no joy there at all. There's a convoy coming, oh my goodness. Trying to get up with the enemy Leo. Trying to, not enough of a shot there really to risk it. Don't know whether I'm spotted, don't really want to find out the only way you possibly can. Come on, where are you? There he is. Oh, it's a lurv. I thought it was a low. Put your eyesight back in, Dom. See the reload time on this thing? Very, very slow. And then I've wasted the shot. Damnation. Wasted that. Couldn't aim in time, which was a real shame. That's the problem with this thing. Aim time is very slow. he counted me. Okay, where did that shot go? Oh, look at that, went straight through my gun mantle. Well, that explains. That deals with the question about whether the gun mantle's any good. No, is the answer. Here. Aim time is so slow. It's so slow, look at that. This is 100% crew too. It's not even a terrible crew. But it does hit pretty hard. And it reloads pretty slowly. Don't want to be facing that convoy, thank you. Aim, aim, aim. Oh, took a big... Actually, we didn't take that big a hit from the convoy. I thought we'd take more. I think we might have to pull away. This is looking a bit hairy here now. Slow to get away. Oh, what have you done to the lovely Leo Wargaming? It was so much fun. It was so much fun. It's not so much fun now. We'll put him on fire though. He does have a lovely gun, but you do have to wait for it to fire a hell of a lot. Him, but no joy. Okay. Shame. Leo was so nice. And it's just nothing special anymore. You could deal with the long aim time if you were able to rush up really close, plant a shot in somebody's backside, and then get out again. It wasn't so bad, but yeah, you can't really do that anymore. So we got a fire for effect, bruiser. Obviously we lost. It wasn't bad for a tier 7 and tier 9 game. 1800 damage, 396 base XP. I mean, the gun is very good on this tank when it's the top gun, but the reload is slow and the aim time is even slower, and that makes it rather challenging to play. Fired 9 shots, hit with 6 and penned with 5 for that 1800 damage. We took 4 hits and returned all 4 penned as well. Yeah. Nearly 30,000 credits after costs, which weren't that high, made 18,000 with a premium account and 594 experience. So let's have another game, see if my impression changes. Okay, tier 8 game on Malanovka. A lot of heavy tanks in this game, including the Super Pershings. So our view range isn't great. We are a support tank, is all we can possibly be. So let's try and do some supporting. Yeah, look, it's so slow away from the blocks. I mean, it's not so slow, but it is. It feels really tardy. It was lovely playing this on the test server because it just raced ahead like an absolute dream. Now, it really just isn't anything special anymore. Oh, I got stopped just as I freaking fired. Enemy Leo over there. Don't think I fully aimed there, don't think I will hit him. Hit the I-6, but no damage. Good in that time for a bit of damage. Change into a premium round. See how slow it is. The shell loops. Aim in. That's better. Oh, did we ammo rack in there? No, somebody else hit it in exactly the same moment. So I didn't think we could do 600 damage. Yeah, it's a shame because it was so much fun. I mean, you could, in a good situational game, you probably do alright in this tank. But it just doesn't have the uniqueness. The uniqueness of the tank was its speed and its acceleration. Yes, it's still got the top speed, but really it could move so rapidly into top speed. And now it can't. No chance of penning that Ferdinand side on. Trapped him again. We finish him off. Yes, we can. We hit that tiger. This is an ideal scenario for this tank. Except firing into his top plate. Not the best of the world. He's down. We go for a reload and cross some abdomen. Missed the opportunity there to fire. Yeah, so I think in a situational game this could be a real champion. But unfortunately, we all know situational tanks are very frustrating because you 1 minute you have a fantastic game, next minute you do nothing because the situation isn't right for it. And that's what worries me about this tank. Okay, how can I get a shot through on him? Also, it doesn't have many rounds. Hit him in the turret, but I'm never going to pen him like this. I mean, this is its perfect position when it's in a sort of support role like this. Oh, I think I must have hit him there. Yeah, so, yeah, not so much fun anymore. I mean, I've done a lot of damage in this game, 1500 that I know of, but it just, yeah. I think because I played it previously, it was such a good tank, and now, well, I wouldn't even say it was such a good tank, it was just an okay tank. It was something different, had a bit of charm to it, a bit of acceleration, a bit of fun. We've got a second class, we've got Fire for Effect, and we've got Bruiser. 1500 damage, 2 kills, 799 base XP, 17 shots fired, hit with 11 of them, 60 damage for that 1500. It hits hard, it does hit hard for a little tier 7 medium. 24,500 credits, costs were expensive. Oh, I fired some premium, didn't I? So 7,000, and we made 1,199 experience. So, Leo. I can't help feeling that Wargaming have drawn its teeth. I mean, the gun's the same, the aim time's the same, the accuracy's the same. It's that acceleration, it's that standing start acceleration that seems to have really crippled this tank. It was never an outstanding tank, but it was kind of good, kind of fun. And I think people were playing it because of it was so quick. It was so exciting. You hit the W button and the tank rushes forward. Now it doesn't. It gets to a good top speed and ground resistances seem pretty good. But really, yeah, it makes the tank very situational in my book. Now, if I was fighting tier 4s and 5s in this, we'd probably have a lot more fun. But as it is, I think I'll be working my way through the Leo, moving on as quickly as possible and not keeping it. But maybe it'll change when it hits the real server. Things do change, and you know, maybe I'll grow to love it. But at the moment, the Leo, disappointing. Anyway, hope you found this video useful. If you did, consider giving it a like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. It's free, it's easy. All you have to do is click on the red button and it's done, and it lets you know when I post new videos. And it makes me feel warm and cozy to know that there's lots of people listening out there and watching out there. So anyway, thanks for watching, enjoy your games, have fun. Remember, it's just a game. It's just a game. Why you have to be mad? And I'll see you again soon. Gamer Dom out.